Hi, and welcome back to the show. I am so glad that you're here. Today's episode is on a topic I've written a lot about over the years, really since the COVID pandemic first hit. And it's a topic that I've been wanting to record as a podcast episode for a while because it speaks to something I think so many of us are feeling and have been feeling, but we're not always explicitly talking about it. We're living in a time of deep uncertainty right now, from political and social upheaval to climate crises, economic shifts, and a general sense of instability in the world. It's a lot. And as coaches and practitioners, we're not only navigating these global realities ourselves, we're also holding space for our clients as they try to make sense of their own lives and their own goals within them. In this episode, I want to talk about what it means to be a coach in times like these. How do we stay grounded when the world feels wobbly? How do we support clients who are overwhelmed, anxious, or losing sight of their own agency because of current events? And how do we keep doing meaningful work without bypassing or just pretending that everything is fine? Because it's not fine for so many people. In the episode today, I'm going to share some perspectives and tools and practices that can help you feel more resourced, both for yourself and for your clients and all the people that you serve. Whether you've been coaching for years or are just starting out, I hope this conversation helps you reconnect to your center, to your values, and to your purpose. Because truly, it is in these kinds of times that our people need our support more than ever before. So let's dive in and let's start here. As coaches and practitioners, as I mentioned, our clients are bringing a lot to us right now. Some of them are aware of and talking directly about ways that global events are impacting them. And then other clients are being deeply impacted, but they're not yet quite aware that one of the reasons they're not reaching their goals or feeling not quite right or having trouble is because of uncertainty and world events. And then here's how everything that's going on in the news in the world right now can impact clients, whether they're aware or not. They might end up feeling completely overwhelmed and then not feeling capable of taking actions towards their goals. Or they may get stuck in anxiety that causes them to run in circles around their goals. Or they're just completely distracted by the news and it eats away at their time and their energy. Or maybe even for some clients, they feel catastrophically negative or even hopeless. And I'll be honest with you, at different points over the last few months, I've felt a little bit of each of these things before I've caught myself in it. It's natural, it's normal, it's human, again, because so much is happening right now. And you all know I've been coaching and working with clients for a long time. And I'll tell you, I saw some similar things happen, but in smaller ways when COVID first emerged. There was so much fear in the air when COVID first emerged that people were perpetually in a state of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Maybe you notice that in your clients as well, or in yourself as well, when maybe the first year or two of the pandemic. And luckily, when this came up, I worked with my clients to help move them into much more resourced places and states and out of that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn reaction. And what I observe now, over 5 years later, is that for all of the self-help and self-regulation tools that we have out there, and there are so many great self-help and self-regulation tools that we have out there, I'm not knocking them at all. But for all of them, what I see is that a lot of folks first come to me now even more stressed out than what I saw happening during the early years of the pandemic. And my theory is that that's because it's now been years and years of nonstop news cycles and emergencies and tragedies and global events that are just a lot for human beings to take in. Whether we've realized it or not, we've all been holding so much for the last number of years. There is a kind of collective trauma that has impacted so many of us, no matter what our individual experience has been with each of these world events. And ongoing crisis for such a sustained and long amount of time, whether the crisis touches us directly or not, and no matter what our attitude or our mindset, it's going to take a toll. And it can show up as anxiety or extreme fatigue or sleeplessness or impatience or rashness or grief or ongoing fear, and so much more. It's so, so important to not only take care of ourselves as best as we can through these difficult times, but to also take care of each other. I can tell you that for myself, I have been actively making more time and space to take care of myself and my nervous system. As practitioners, it's so, so important to do that. And when we do that, we can also then take care of our clients. And so that's going to kick us off here with some really powerful concepts that I want you to consider that can help you help yourself and help your clients through these times. And kind of already mentioned the first concept, but I want to just go into it a little bit more. And that is for you as the coach and the practitioner to tend to your own emotions and your own body and your own nervous system. So, have you ever gone into a coaching session from an ungrounded place? If you have, you might know that while it is very true that being in session with a client can help you, the practitioner, co-regulate, it's kind of one of those things that's often said the best way for a coach, a practitioner to get regulated is to go into session, right? Because we know what to do when we're with our clients. So while that's true, what I want to toss is that it's even better if you go into your sessions already regulated. You already know this. The best way that we can help our clients is if we, as transformational practitioners, are in a grounded, well taken care of place, both physically and emotionally. Right. And that's because energy follows energy. The energy that we bring to our client containers, whether they're one-on-one containers or group containers, is going to dictate part of the energy in the container and for our clients. So, as an example, if you, as the coach or practitioner, are stressed out, let's say about the news of the stock market, and then your client brings up their financial anxiety, you're not going to be able to be as effective with your client. But if you're taking care of your own anxiety around the stock market, you'll be able to respond so much better to your clients, ask better questions, reflect higher truths when they bring up their financial anxiety. So, this is one of my many reminders for you, my dear friend and fellow practitioner, to make sure that you're taking time for yourself during these uncertain times, and to make sure that you're taking time for your own self-care and your well-being. I invite you to make space, for example, to allow yourself to feel all the feelings that might be coming up. I invite you to make space for your own emotions. I invite you to work with your own fears, to journal, to get rest, to eat well, and to please, please unplug when you can. Watch out for the doom scrolling or for the obsessively checking the news, and instead make intentional space for things that calm you and delight you. And of course, get support for yourself when you need it. You know, we talk so much in the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner training, in Navigating Client Resistance, really in all of my trainings. We talk a lot about how to strengthen our client containers. And there's so many things and pieces that go into creating a strong client container or group container. But one of those things that helps strengthen our client containers is for us as coaches to strengthen our own containers. And our own containers are really our bodies and our nervous system. Okay, so from there, let's take a look at some other practical pieces that can really help us support our clients in uncertain times. And the next concept to think about is to honor your clients exactly where they are, to normalize exactly where they are, and to do both of these things, honor and normalize, so that you don't bypass your clients. So, right now, you may or may not be feeling fear or anger or sorrow at all that's happening in the world. But I can guarantee that it's very likely that some of your clients are feeling a lot. And if there is any urge inside of you to tell your clients, oh, it's not that bad, or, things are already looking better, or at least, right, at least this, or at least that, or, oh, but spirit always has our back. I really want you to consider moving away from the urge, because that is bypassing the pain that our clients are in right now. Instead, I want to encourage you, when your clients share their anxiety or their sorrow or their anger or whatever it is, to honor it and normalize it. For example, to say something like, it makes sense that you feel that way. A lot is happening right now, or it's okay to not have it all figured out, right? Whatever it is, honor and normalize. When we don't honor where our clients are at, and when we don't make space for what they're feeling, we are in essence bypassing them. And the moment that we bypass our clients or try to, just be positive or cheer them on, that's the moment that we are no longer able to truly support them because we are not fully seeing and hearing them. And they aren't going to feel seen, heard, honored, and respected by us if we just kind of, it's not that bad away, or, things are better than you think, right? I know that it may not always feel comfortable to sit in the shadows and in the hard, uncomfortable places with our clients, but this is exactly what is required of us sometimes as transformational practitioners, right? So if you know that you get uncomfortable sitting with clients in the shadows, in the discomfort, I want you to continue to do your own inner work to get more and more comfortable to be with grief and sorrow and anger and fear and beyond. It's such an important skill set for us. Okay, here's another piece or concept that is so important when we are coaching in uncertain times. Embrace the paradox. Embrace the paradox. This is about learning to hold pain and hope simultaneously. So I'll tell you, as I get older, and I'm going to be 50 later this year, as I get older and hopefully wiser, I learn more and more with each passing year and each passing month that all of life is really about paradoxes and learning how to embrace the paradoxes versus needing anything in life to be just one clear thing. I've kind of given up on that for the most part. Life really is filled with paradoxes, and we want to embrace it, and we want to support our clients to embrace those paradoxes. That is a key to better living, to being able to move forward, all the things. So, in the case of everything that we're talking about today, holding space for your client's pain, sorrow, fear, and anger is not mutually exclusive from also holding hope and opportunity. They can be held side by side. We can honor and normalize the pain and the uncertainty and the fear, while also at the very same time holding hope and opportunity. It is truly an art to be able to hold both of these things at once. But when you can, not only will your clients be able to feel totally seen and heard by you, and to feel that they were able to express themselves fully and deeply in your container, but they will also be able then to open up to hope. So you can feel uncertain and take action. Both can be true. You can feel upset and disappointed and also have hope. Both can be true. We want to help move our clients into the and or to the both and, I should say. This is our best chance, especially in these times, of supporting our clients and taking action and moving forward with inspiration. Okay, that brings us to our next concept that I want to share for today, which is I want you to consider in your client sessions to give permission and space for the mess and for the mystery. So, a lot of times, coaches and transformational practitioners want to tie sessions up in a neat bow. And the reason why coaches want to tie sessions up in a neat bow is because, in today's world, we're told that's how it's done, right? Get clarity right away, make it more neat right away, resolve it right away. We're really kind of chasing all of that in today's world. And a lot of coaches are taught that that is the best way to coach. So tying sessions up in a neat bow is really awesome when it's possible and is appropriate for certain situations, for sure. But what I want to point out, this is where we get into more advanced coaching. Tying up neat sessions in a bow can also sometimes really be a disservice to clients. When big things happen, when there is a lot of uncertainty, it's not always appropriate to process those things in neat and structured ways. And it's not always appropriate to come to a clear learning and resolution about these things by the end of a session. It's just not possible. It's not how life always works, right? If we are going to be practitioners who go deep, who work with the truth of human nature and human behavior, we need to be able to give permission for messiness and for sometimes there's not clarity right away. We're gonna be in the mystery for a bit. This is the only authentic and empowering way through uncertain times. And giving permission for the mess and the mystery, it starts with us on an inner level as coaches, as practitioners, not going into a tizzy or feeling like we're not good enough or we didn't do a good enough job if a client doesn't come to full clarity right away, right? We need this piece of wisdom that we're looking at right now, that sometimes life is messy, sometimes life is mysterious, and then energy follows energy. Like I said before, if we show up in our sessions giving space for this, knowing that sometimes this is the process, it is kind of messy, it isn't always quick clarity, we're going to support our clients to feel that way as well and to feel more comfortable with that as well. Okay. I know I'm moving through these quickly. These are kind of like little tips today for you to consider. I hope they're helpful. I've got a few more for you to consider when it comes to coaching in uncertain times. And the next one is to bring the lens and the perspective of agency. So, what can oftentimes happen when people go into fear, overwhelm, feel like everything in the world is out of their control, um, which is, as we've been saying, some of what's happening right now. What can oftentimes happen for humans and clients is they feel then that nothing is in their control. They have no choices and they have no agency in their lives. And that's simply not true. Even in times like these, where there are things that really are out of our control because of global events, even in times like these, there is still a lot that is in our control. And when we are able to bring this awareness to our clients, that they have agency over some things, that they have choice, it helps create empowerment and it helps create more motivation and inspiration to move forward, even in the uncertainty. So, as an example, you may want to ask a client this two question series of questions. Number one, what do you want to stand for right now? Right? That helps bring agency, right? Because even in tumultuous times, we can make a choice to stand for something, right? So, what do you want to stand for right now? And then maybe as a follow-up to that question, so based on that, what is within your influence right now, even if it's small, right? Bringing back agency. Or here's another example. We can start with values. What values do you want to lead with right now? Or what values do you want your project to be infused with right now? Right? Whatever project you're working on with them. And then from there, you can ask, what would it look like to make a decision from that place, from that value? These examples help reconnect our clients to meaning. And when we reconnect to meaning, to what we want to take a stand for, to what is important to us, what values are important to us, it can be really helpful to, even when things feel unpredictable, we know that we can ground in and lean into what is meaningful. And doing this, supporting our clients to feel agency and feel more power and feel more choice in these times can help shift them from a feeling of helplessness to choice without forcing a toxic positivity frame or without bypassing where they're at. It can help us, as I said earlier, bring our clients into the paradox and embracing the paradox, which really is where we will best thrive in times like this. The other thing that I really want to toss and suggest to you that can be so, so helpful for our clients right now is for them to see us modeling how to navigate through uncertainty with thoughtfulness and leadership. And what I mean by this is don't pretend to be perfect. Don't pretend if global events are impacting you. Don't pretend to your clients like you're not, right? That you're just, a rock. Let them see that you are also navigating all of this. If you model that for them, then it's going to give them more hope, right? It's going to give them hope that they too can remain in their leadership, can move forward, can have hope, even when such big things are happening and impacting us. I always say no pedestal over here to my clients, right? I let them know how I'm being impacted by things. Our role as leaders and practitioners isn't to pretend that we're not affected. Our role is to stay human and honest and transparent while also remaining centered enough to help our clients come home to themselves. So you don't need to have all of the answers. Also, it's important to say that these are tricky times. I definitely don't have all the answers for my clients. You don't need to have them either. What is important is for you to bring your presence, your integrity, your care, and the concepts that we looked at today. And I'll add this as a bonus because things are more challenging right now, and because things are uncertain right now, these times are always opportunities for deeper transformation. These are times that, if we navigate well, they shape us in beautiful ways. And so, if you have a few minutes today, I invite you to reflect and even journal on the following question: how are you being shaped as a coach during these times? And what are the opportunities that are opening up for you as a coach and as a leader as a result of these times? I hope you make some space for that reflection. I have a feeling that it will bring up some really beautiful insights and a lot of inspiration. So, in a moment, we'll bring this episode to a close with a couple of words that I want you to hear. But before that, I wanted to make sure that you knew, in case you didn't know already, that right now there is a special early bird rate on the Navigating Client Resistance training. Navigating Client Resistance is one of my most popular trainings. It is a way to get a lot of me, a lot of Joanna, a lot of my teaching, and a lot of the depth of the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner training, but to get it in a quickie way, to get it in just 4 sessions. In the Navigating Client Resistance training, we go deep into looking at how to support your clients and how to support yourself through pesky resistances like procrastination, overwhelm, extreme negativity, or catastrophic thinking, how to help your clients through neediness, and so much more. If you know that your clients would feel happier and more satisfied with the work that you're doing together, if you could help navigate them through these obstacles, and also if you recognize for yourself and in your own business that you are slowing yourself down because of resistance, because of procrastination or overwhelm, or flakiness, or any of those things, then please check out this training. It is the lowest price that it will be for the rest of the year. And I would love to have you in it. I'll put the link into the show notes. And also, if you're like, I think I want in, but I want a little bit more of a taste of what you're doing in navigating client resistance, please join us on June 10th. I'm going to be doing a preview workshop where I'm going to be sharing the 6 steps of the somatic process of navigating client resistance. That workshop is free. It's chock full of golden tips and nuggets. You will learn a lot about yourself as well. I'll drop those notes, that link in the show notes as well. And so to close for today, here's what I want you to know, my dear listener and fellow leader and practitioner. We are all walking the mystery together right now. There is so much unknown right now, and there is a fair amount of heartbreak globally and also for personal reasons. And there is also so much beauty to be created right now, community to be fostered, clients to support, inspiring words to be crafted, and family and friends to be loved. I still believe it is possible for each one of us to discover meaning and hope and joy and inspiration, even in these more challenging times. I still believe it is possible for each one of us to find the deeper level of our generosity, our spirit, our feistiness, our devotion, our love, our brilliance, and our creativity in these times. And I also deeply believe that in these more challenging times, it is so possible for us to come face to face with the collective us that we always wished and dreamt and knew we were. Let this be the moment that we claim all of this. Let's make these uncertain times count for ourselves, for our clients, and for our communities. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you got exactly what you needed. If you loved this episode, please give it 5 stars and a great testimonial. It really, really helps when you do this to be able to reach the people that need this. And also, please share this podcast episode with a friend or a client who might really need it. Until next time.